The India Today team is currently at the Israel-Gaza border. This is a Merkava Mark Fort Tank right behind me. The tank that you see is at a military location. This is one of the Israeli army forward locations close to the Gaza border, and the Israeli army is prepared for war. Young soldiers of the Israeli army are now preparing for battle, preparing for a very intense battle that is likely to take place anytime now. Look around me at this forward location of the Israeli army. You have the Merkava Mark Fort tanks. That's a smoothbore 120mm gun. Behind me, of course, is an armored personal carrier. Now, vehicles like these are very important. So look at this very closely. This is a protective shield. If an anti-tank guided missile or a grenade comes and hits this, it will not hurt the soldiers inside. It will hit this and it will explode harmlessly. This is where the soldiers are inside this vehicle. It moves very swiftly, protected from all sides. And these armored personal carriers are all ready to take Israeli soldiers inside the Gaza Strip. Watch right behind me. This is where the soldiers sit, and not one, not two, but several such armored personal carriers and tanks are deployed at this forward location where we are very close to the Gaza Strip. This is just one part. These massive earth movers that you see behind me. Now, these bulldozers also have a very critical role. Now, Israel says it wants to completely demolish all the Hamas bases and strongholds. At the same time, ensure that the tunnels, the maze of tunnels, that's also completely destroyed. And that is where these bulldozers will have a very critical role. These earth movers will have a very critical role in removing all the rubble, the Humvees of the American army. Now, these are all weapons of war that you see on the Israel-Gaza Strip border. We are right at the front lines. Israel has its aim very clear. Israel wants to completely decimate Hamas, and it will leave no stone unturned. Let me also show you some of these gigantic weapons of war here. Massive bulldozers, again shielded. There's a protective shield on all sides, so there is no way that an incoming grenade, it's a bulletproof bulldozer incidentally, so no small arms fire, no grenade, no Molotov cocktails, nothing can harm the drivers inside. And once again, I want to show you this Merkava tank. Now, Merkavas are the main battle tanks of the Israeli army. Now, these Merkavas play a very crucial role. The Israeli army has used these tanks in operations before, both at the border with Lebanon and of course in Gaza Strip. These are very, very powerful weapons of war. They enable the army to move forward very swiftly, destroy any pockets of resistance and occupy higher ground. This is extremely critical in any operation. So these Merkavas Mark 4 and Mark 3 already being deployed for battle. Completely battle ready Israeli army. The soldiers are set. The soldiers are all raring to go. There you see another Humvee that comes right behind me, ready for operations. The aim in this war is to win and decimate the Hamas. The leadership is very clear. The instructions from their superiors are very clear. Hamas has to be decimated. At the same time, is this the lull before the storm? The lull before the storm, because diplomacy is being given a chance. US President Joe Biden, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken, several other world leaders and diplomats are either in Tel Aviv or in the Middle East talking to a number of interlocutors. The aim is to ensure that the hostages, some argue the number is about 199. Hamas says between 200 and 250 hostages are in their custody. Israel wants its people back. There are other citizens of other nationalities. Israel wants them back safe, says the onus is on Hamas. But is this the lull before the storm? Psychological warfare is on, mind games are on. Kibbutz Be'eri and Kafar Azar, the area where India Today is reporting from, is right at the front lines of Israel's war on Hamas terror. The situation here, extremely grim. Artillery guns going off, air-to-ground missiles, air-to-ground rockets, air-to-ground bombs being used to decimate Hamas leadership, Hamas financial centers and Hamas tunnels. Israel says one aim, decimate Hamas. And with that, all these weapons of war are now geared up to do just that.